What's up, guys? Channel Sports Central. We're going to be going over a college football game preview. This one's going to be over Ohio State and Nebraska. A very big game for both of these teams. Of course, Ohio State trying to keep their hopes alive for the college football playoff. And Nebraska, on the other hand, trying to pull off a huge upset here. This would be the biggest upset of the Scott Frost era so far. I mean, it's a game that Nebraska really needs here. Energy is going to be high. It's a college game day game here as well for this week. That is why this is the first game that we're going to be doing for our previews here this week as well. This game's going to be on the 28th, 6:30 Central. And Ohio State's currently leading the spread by 18, so they're heavily favored right now in the spread. The FBI says about the same 89% Ohio State chance of winning this game. That is really excessive, I think. I mean, 89%, that's like saying 11% chance of Nebraska winning this thing at home. I mean, I think that there's a much higher chance there for Nebraska to pull off an upset here for sure. 32-21 is what Ohio State is projected to win for Vegas right now, and of course these things will likely change. We are still very early on here this week. Now looking at your stat comparison for this one, and we're going to be using 2019 current stats for this game as well because both of these teams have played 4 games. And Ohio State, I mean, statistically, Nebraska really isn't that far off. Ohio State is ranked 10th in total offense, 6th in rushing game, 36th in passing game. And then defensively, they're 11th in total defense, 32nd in rushing defense, and then 12th in passing. Nebraska, on the other hand, 16th in total offense, 23rd in rushing game, and 32nd in passing. Meanwhile, on the defensive side, they aren't as good. They're not as good so far. 72nd in total defense, 94th in rushing, and then 56th in passing. And of course, I mean, the biggest thing for Ohio State right now is their rushing offense. J.K. Dobbins, of course. And the worst thing for Nebraska on defense is the rushing defense. And so with that being said, I mean, if Nebraska had a stronger rushing defense, I mean, they'd be able to hold off the rushing game for Ohio State much better. And so that could give them a possibility to pull up a crazy upset. But the thing is, though, is that's not the case. Nebraska has a very low rushing defense. And so Ohio State could very easily shred Nebraska in the rushing defense category. Offensively, though, I mean, Nebraska is the best in rushing game as well. And then Ohio State's weakest part of their defense is the rushing defense. But then again, Nebraska has a 94th ranked rushing defense, and Ohio State has a 32nd ranked rushing defense. So, I mean, with that being said, it's going to be tough for Nebraska to have really any advantages, especially statistically here. Even though they are 16th in total offense right now, they got Adrian Martinez at quarterback, but even him, he's been a little bit iffy the last couple of weeks. But Justin Fields with Ohio State has been doing excellent. He's been very, very accurate. I don't think he even has an interception yet this season. And so, I mean, Ohio State has a ton of advantages here. Last week they played Miami, Ohio at home, won 76-5, absolutely blew them out. They're 4-0 right now. Nebraska, on the other hand, played Illinois on the road, and it was kind of a close call, 42-38. That is not a game that should be a close call for sure, but they are 3-1, and that is the bottom line. And of course, I still think this is going to be a really good game. I mean, with Nebraska being at home, energy is going to be very, very high out of Nebraska. I mean, that's always a very difficult place to play, and that's going to be one of Nebraska's key advantages there. It's not really statistically, but it is the stadium. Nebraska has got a big home field advantage. Nebraska is a very dangerous home team for sure, as I was just mentioning. I mean, they haven't really been that good on the road in the past few seasons, but they have been excellent at home. I mean, almost all of their games have been coming from at home. Ohio State is coming off of 4 blowout games so far this season. And so with that being said, Nebraska is going to need to stick with Ohio State early. Ohio State is going to try to blow up early. And, I mean, you got to watch out for that for sure. Ohio State is a college football playoff caliber team. And so Nebraska is going to have to really come to play in this game. I mean, Ohio State could easily compete with teams like Clemson, Alabama, LSU, etc. How would Ohio State win this one? Shut Nebraska down early, go on the road, shut down the crowd early as well. How would Nebraska win? Stay in it early, as I said. Try to pull off some great plays. You do not want to give up turnovers. You got to keep the ball. I mean, the turnovers was a problem last week for this team. I believe they had 4 turnovers against Illinois. You cannot have that here this week, or else there is a 0% chance that you're going to win. And so for Nebraska, you cannot commit turnovers, and you have to make the most of every single drive that you have. I mean, you cannot get deep into the red zone and not be able to finish it off. But with that being said, I think Ohio State's going to end up winning this game 42-35. I think Nebraska keeps it close here for the majority of the game, 21-14. I think here's going to be your halftime score. Ohio State leads. I think they keep it within 1 or 2 touchdowns for the majority of the game. But I just think Ohio State's too much of a powerhouse right now. I don't think Nebraska's going to be able to pull this one off, even if they're at home. I mean, maybe if it was later on in the season, Nebraska had more experience, they could possibly pull off an upset. But right now, with the way this team is playing, I mean, 4 turnovers, you can't give up that many against Illinois and possibly expect to win against Ohio State. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, I mean, this is just going to be too tough of a game, I think, for Nebraska in this point of the year. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this game in the comments below. If you think Nebraska can pull an upset, I mean, there are many reasons how they can with being at home. This is a very dangerous home team. Possibly they could have a good offense this week. Their offense can improve a ton more. I mean, it's all week to week for sure. And I mean, crazy things can happen week to week as well. I mean, Nebraska's defense has looked much better this year as well. So, but yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts though on this game in the comments below. If you think Nebraska can pull an upset, let me know. If you think Ohio State ends up blowing them out, I mean, that's a very popular opinion right now. Of course, though, I mean, there are many reasons for that to be so. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Stay tuned for more. We got more college football previews coming up over the next few days, getting you ready for college football in week 5. Subscribe for more if you'd like to, of course. I appreciate all you guys that do that. And yeah, I'll see you guys all later.